think the richest investor in the world. Is this Warren Buffett? Or maybe Elon Musk flexing his tech billions? Nope, you're missing the real champion. A guy you've probably never heard of. Meet Jim Simons, the quiet math genius who didn't just play the stock market, he broke it. This isn't your usual billionaire story. Jim wasn't out making bold bets or calling up CEOs. He wasn't even interested in business at first. He was a math professor. That's right. While most people were running away from math class, Jim was sitting there thinking, I wonder if I can turn numbers into unlimited money. Spoiler. He could. Here's the crazy part. His fund, the legendary Medallion Fund, didn't just beat the market, crushed it. We're talking 40% returns every year after fees. Most Wall Street pros dance around when they manage 5 or 10%. Jim? He made so much money, his team had to close the fund to outsiders. They were making more than they could handle. So they decided, yeah, let's just keep all this to ourselves. Let that sink in. A secretive team of math nerds, hidden away in a quiet office, making billions while the rest of the financial world watched in confusion. No flashy interviews, no Instagram posts, no TikToks, just pure math power. But who is this man? How did a shy, bearded professor go from solving Cold War military codes to building the most successful hedge fund in history? And why, even today, has no one been able to copy his secret sauce? Stay with me, because you're about to hear one of the most mind-blowing money stories ever, the story of Jim Simons, the math wizard who turned numbers into gold and left Wall Street scratching its head. Before Jim Simons became one of the richest investors on earth, he wasn't even in the finance world. In fact, money wasn't his first goal at all. Jim was born in 1938 in Massachusetts, USA. As a kid, he loved solving puzzles and figuring things out. While other kids were playing sports or goofing off, Jim was the kind of person who wanted to know how things worked. He went to MIT and then got his PhD in math from UC Berkeley, all by the age of 23. Pretty impressive, right? But instead of jumping into business or Wall Street, Jim became a math professor. He worked at top universities and even did secret code-breaking work for the US government during the Cold War. His job was to help crack enemy messages and find hidden patterns in data. But here's the funny thing. Even though Jim was brilliant, he didn't love teaching. He once admitted that he liked math problems more than he liked standing in front of a classroom. So, after a few years, he started wondering, what else could I do with my math skills? That's when he realized something big. The stock market is just one giant pattern. Stocks go up, they go down, they move in cycles. And if anyone could figure out those patterns, maybe they could predict the future and make a lot of money. So in his 40s, an age when many people settle into their careers, Jim Simons decided to change his life completely. He left the world of academia and set out to build something that had never been done before. A hedge fund powered not by gut feelings or news headlines, but by math, data, and algorithms. Little did he know this idea would change Wall Street forever. After leaving his job as a math professor, Jim Simons had one big idea. He wanted to use math to beat the stock market. But there was a problem. At that time, no one else was really doing this. Most investors used their gut feelings, market news, or advice from experts to make decisions. Jim wanted to do something completely different. In 1982, he started a hedge fund called Renaissance Technologies. But instead of hiring stock experts or big-name traders, he hired mathematicians, computer scientists, and physicists, people who had never worked on Wall Street before. Sounds crazy, right? But Jim believed that if anyone could find hidden patterns in the market, it would be these math and science geniuses. They started collecting huge amounts of data. Not just stock prices, but anything they could find. Weather, shipping records, even political events. They fed all this data into computers and built complex models, looking for patterns that no human could ever see. At first, it wasn't easy. Jim's fund had years where they lost money, and some people thought he was wasting his time. But Jim didn't give up. Slowly, his team's models got better and better. They found small, repeatable signals in the market, tiny price moves that happened again and again. By the late 1980s, Renaissance Technologies was making money. By the 1990s, it was crushing the market. And by the 2000s, Jim's secret weapon, the Medallion Fund, became a legend on Wall Street. Here's the crazy part. The Medallion Fund made so much money so consistently that Renaissance had to stop accepting outside investors. They wanted to keep the profits just for the team and their families. Imagine a fund that's making billions every year, and you can't even buy in. Jim Simons had built something no one else could copy. While other investors were guessing or gambling, Renaissance was running a math machine that turned tiny market signals into huge profits. Jim had proven that with the right team and the right models, you could outsmart even the most powerful players on Wall Street. You might be wondering, if Jim Simons made so much money using math, why hasn't anyone else just done the same? Why can't other hedge funds copy his strategy and get rich too? Well, here's the truth. Many have tried, but almost all of them have failed. First, Jim and his team at Renaissance Technologies spent decades building their models. They weren't just using simple math or public data. They gathered rare, detailed, and sometimes weird data that no one else thought to use. Over time, they built a huge secret sauce of strategies, and none of that is public. Even if you're a genius today, you can't just Google their methods or download their system. Second, the Medallion Fund is super secretive. The people who work there can't talk about what they do. It's like a black box. Money goes in, more money comes out, but no one on the outside knows how it happens. Renaissance is known for being one of the most private and protective hedge funds in the world. Third, Their team is one of a kind. Remember, Jim didn't hire typical finance people. He built a group of top mathematicians, physicists, and codebreakers, some of the smartest minds on Earth. This wasn't a team you could just put together overnight. Even if you have the money to hire talent, you won't get the same mix of brains and experience that Renaissance has. And finally, here's the big one. As markets change, so do the patterns. What worked 5 years ago might not work today. But Renaissance has stayed ahead because they constantly update their models and improve their systems. It's a never-ending race, and Jim's team has always been just a little faster, a little smarter, and a little better than the rest. So yes, Jim Simons proved that math can beat the market. But copying his success? That's a puzzle no one else has been able to solve. So where does Jim Simons stand today? Well, he died on May 10, 2024. After making billions and creating one of the most successful hedge funds in history, Jim decided to step away from the finance world. But don't think he's done, far from it. Even though he retired from active investing, Jim was still changing the world. He's become a major philanthropist, donating billions to science, education, and research. He believes in supporting causes that can make the world smarter, healthier, and more innovative. His legacy goes far beyond the money he made. Jim proved that you don't need luck or insider information to succeed in investing. All you need is data, math, and a bit of genius. Today, there are still many people trying to follow in his footsteps, but Jim Simons remains a step ahead. Renaissance Technologies continues to be a mystery, and its methods still aren't public knowledge. But what's clear is that Jim didn't just change Wall Street, he changed the way we think about finance. His story is a reminder that sometimes the smartest way to win isn't by guessing, but by understanding. And while most people might be out there trying to get rich quick, Jim showed us that slow, steady, and smart can make you a billionaire. So the next time someone tells you math is boring or too hard, remember Jim Simons. Because for him, math didn't just add up, it added billions. And there you have it, the incredible story of Jim Simons, the man who turned math into gold and became one of the wealthiest investors in history. His story shows us that with the right mindset, a little bit of curiosity, and a lot of genius, you can change the world in ways no one else thought possible. But before you go, let me ask you, what do you think about Jim's approach to investing? Do you believe math and data can beat luck and intuition? Or do you think there's more to the story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing what you think. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about the world's most fascinating people and ideas. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.